Rockstar Games has announced that Red Dead Redemption will be released for Nintendo Switch and PlayStation 4 on August 17th, and this announcement received a backlash from the gaming community. If you haven't been following RDR news for the last couple of months, you might be surprised at why people are so disappointed. Well, first let's take a look at Rockstar Games' situation in recent years. It is the company that created the second best-selling game in the world, GTA 5. Their last game, Red Dead Redemption 2, sold over 50 million copies, and everyone is waiting for the next entry of the Grand Theft Auto series. I'm sure they see the demand for the remaster of the first Red Dead Redemption game, and according to rumors, it was actually in development before it got shelved, but their latest attempt at a remaster of their classic games was nothing but a flop. GTA Trilogy was a flaming disaster filled with bugs, poor optimization, and horrible character models, and it was really damaging for Rockstar's reputation. So it's no surprise that they would consider another remaster of a classic game to be quite risky. However, just releasing a port for modern systems would require much less budget, plus they have delegated the development to a third-party company, Double 11. Many companies did it before. For example, there's a lot of classic Star Wars games that have been ported to modern platforms by Aspyr in recent years, so you may consider it as a common practice. And on paper everything seems fine so far. But there are two big problems with the approach that Rockstar has chosen for RDR port. The first problem is players' expectations. Now, I'm pretty sure that if they would announce that port out of the blue, there wouldn't be much of a backlash it received now. However, there were quite clear signs that something related to Red Dead Redemption 1 is coming. First, in June we have news about the game rated in South Korea, and then at the beginning of July there was a site update with the new logo for the game. Logo update was basically just a change from trademark to a registered trademark, but it still raised a lot of speculation across the community. Everyone who was following this news knew that some announcement was coming, and of course the first idea was that we were finally getting a remaster or a remake for this legendary game. But being the big and important company, Rockstar did not address these rumors in any way. They didn't lower expectations simply because no one does it, ever. And now they received this backlash because people were expecting a remaster, but instead they got just a port and only for Switch and PS4, leaving the PC platform behind. Xbox version is also nowhere to be seen, but that's likely because you can play RDR on modern Xbox with backwards compatibility. Moreover, apparently this port will only run at 30 FPS, while on emulators the game has been running with 60 FPS frame rate for years now. But we can't really blame Rockstar for that, because the players' expectations just were too high for what they were planning. And everything would be fine, and you could argue that players demand too much, but here comes the second problem: the price. The game is sold at $50, which many consider too much for a simple port of a 13-year-old game. And while it includes the additional campaign Undead Nightmare, it doesn't have multiplayer at all, it's just a single-player experience. To understand why $50 is too much for this, let's just compare it to last year's Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion. It was a port of a PSP game for modern systems, which was actually a remaster but felt like a full-blown remake. It had updated graphics and character models, a new voiceover, a new battle system. It really was a brand new version of the classic game made for modern systems. And it was priced at $50, the same as Red Dead Redemption, but you can feel how big the difference is between the two games. The effort that has been put into Crisis Core justified this price tag. Original RDR version costs $30 plus $10 for Undead Nightmare in the Xbox store, but you can buy the physical version even cheaper. So why does the port for Switch and PS4 that provides less content than the enhanced Xbox version cost $10 more? Well, while it's a rhetorical question, we can speculate that it's either greed or this price is actually a requirement for this port to be profitable, which I don't really believe, as it looks like a low-effort release. Don't get me wrong, porting the game to other systems is not as simple as it sounds, but you can't compare it to a remaster, let alone remake of the game. I would happily pay a full price for a proper current-gen remake, but I will pass on this port, especially because I own the game on PS3 and paying $50 again for a higher resolution is just way too much. And yet, for people who have never played this game but always wanted to, I think this release may become a nice way to enjoy Red Dead Redemption, even despite this release being overpriced. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and as always, thank you for watching and have a great day.